About, kind of what the health experts know about Omicron and what we don't.
Well, so far, the interesting thing about this is it's a new strain of the virus. We're seeing at least 30 different point mutations in the spike protein, which is what allows it to infect us. So we're almost dealing with a brand new type of coronavirus here.
So, and what's different from this compared to Delta? And what was the difference from Delta to the original?
Every different variant that we've seen essentially is a difference in the spike protein, which is what allows it to attach and enter our cells and reproduce. So that's what the body sees. So to the body, it's another virus.
Okay, so is the original virus, does that not exist anymore? I mean, do we know that? Is that gone and it's only by, replaced by Delta, now maybe potentially being replaced by Omicron?
No, well, all of these viruses, the variants, still exist in the environment. It depends on which one now dominates. Recently, it's been Delta. What I found interesting was when Israel looked at the virus, the new Omicron variant, they found two mutations that were in the Delta and a few that were in the original South African variant.
The few differences?
Yes, correct.
So compare this to, let's say, the flu strain, right? Because every year the flu shot is different depending on what strain they think is out there. Are there like 5 flu strains that just rotate every 5 years, or it's every year it's literally a different one?
It tends to be 4 different strains, 2 A's, 2 B's. So the yearly flu vaccine is reformulated to match that season's strains. It's a mix and match every year.
Okay, so that's why they can come up with a vaccine for that. Is this too new here, this Delta and Omicron, although we heard from the Moderna officials talking about working on a vaccine that might attack this. But, do the variants change so quickly that it's hard to keep up with them and come up with a vaccine?
Well, potentially they could, and that's why we keep talking about vaccination being so important. Even though it may not be an exact match, it prevents the virus from replicating in the environment and then mutating and creating a new variant. So that's why we see that. But we think the Moderna people can actually come up with a new strain, or Pfizer, within 100 days, about 3 months, if we needed to reformulate.
What concerns you, Dr. Zazo, about the Omicron potentially? How concerned are you? Let's phrase it that way.
Well, we're all concerned because we don't know with this exactly what it's going to do right now. We do know that it seems to be more contagious, but that doesn't imply that it's more dangerous. It's time will tell on that. About 2 weeks, we're going to have to see where we go with this with data.
All right, so I guess if you had 2 options, something that's hard to contract but is very dangerous, obviously that's bad. Something that's easy to get but maybe is not so harmful, I guess you'd opt for that.
Exactly. Ideally, we'd be able to suppress with vaccination so nobody gets sick. But yeah, this is going to be one that we're going to watch now for a little bit.
We're hearing also conflicting people who've been infected by this. Some are getting severe reactions, others are getting not. What are you hearing and reading?
Well, the new Israeli data shows that this particular strain, the Omicron strain, seems to cause a lot of fatigue, profound fatigue, more so than the other strains. Also some body aches, low-grade fever. We're not seeing the big respiratory symptoms that we saw with the other strains.